The ambushed sky was dark and heavy with clouds as Alex walked through the alien forest, his heart pounding with every step. He held Lyra's small hand tightly, feeling the warmth of her skin against his own. The young alien girl shivered. Not from the cold, but from fear. As the distant roars of beasts echoed through the trees, Alex looked around, his eyes sharp. Trying to see through the thick mist that covered the forest floor, he had promised Lyra he would keep her safe. And he would do anything to fulfill that promise. Lyra's breathing was fast, her eyes wide with terror, and she clung to Alex's arm. "Alex, are they coming?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Alex knelt to look at her, trying to hide his own fear. "They're close, but we can handle it," he said, forcing a confident tone. "Stay close to me." Suddenly, the bushes ahead rustled violently, and a huge shadow moved among the trees. A monstrous beast leaped from the darkness, its sharp teeth glinting and its claws digging into the ground. Alex pushed Lyra behind him, his body tensing as he faced the creature. He had fought dangers before, but nothing like this. Nothing that threatened a life so precious. The beast snarled, its eyes glowing with a red light that sent shivers down his spine. "Run, Lyra!" Alex shouted, pulling her back, but she froze, fear rooting her to the spot. The beast lunged forward, faster than he could react, and Alex jumped in front of her. Pain exploded through his arm as the creature's teeth sank deep. But he did not scream. He felt Lyra's small hands on his shoulders, trembling, and he knew he had to hold on. The alien girl cried out, but Alex only gritted his teeth and pushed the beast back with all his strength. From the trees, more beasts emerged, surrounding them, their growls growing louder. Alex realized they were outnumbered, but he refused to panic. His mind racing for a plan, he grabbed a fallen branch and swung it at the nearest beast. Connecting with a sickening thud, the creature stumbled, giving him a brief moment to shield Lyra and look. For a way out, his heart pounded, sweat mixed with blood from his wounded arm. But he could not let fear take him. "Alex, help me." Lyra screamed as a second beast tried to leap at her. He ducked and rolled, kicking the beast in the chest, sending it crashing into a tree. The forest seemed alive with danger, every shadow hiding more threats. Alex's mind flashed with memories of his home, his friends, his family, but none of that mattered now. All that mattered was the girl in front of him, the life he had promised to protect. Then, through the chaos, a new sound came, the deep roar of the alien warriors. Zereth soldiers, sleek and powerful, emerged from the trees, their weapons shining with alien energy. The beasts hesitated, sensing the arrival of stronger hunters, and Alex seized the moment. He grabbed Lyra's hand again and ran, weaving through the trees toward safety. Branches lashed against their faces, roots tripped their feet. But Alex pushed forward, relentless. As they ran, Alex noticed the leader of the beasts, a massive creature with scales darker than night. It moved with intelligence, clearly hunting the girl, and Alex knew it would not stop until it had her. He turned to face it, even with his arm bleeding, and planted himself in its path. The creature charged, teeth snapping, and Alex jumped, taking the full force of its bite. Pain shot through his body, sharp and terrible, but he fell to the ground. In front of Lyra, shielding her completely, Lyra screamed, horror and fear mixing in her voice. "Alex, no, get up," she cried, tears streaming down her small face. But Alex could barely move, his strength fading, his blood soaking the forest floor. The beasts circled, growling, sensing weakness, yet hesitating to strike again. Something in Alex's courage, his willingness to die for her, made them pause. Then the alien warriors attacked, their weapons glowing with deadly precision. They struck the beasts with speed and power that Alex had never seen, cutting them down one by one. The leader beast roared, thrashing wildly. But even it could not escape the alien's fury. Finally, it fell, defeated, and the forest fell silent. Except for the labored breathing of the survivors, Lyra collapsed into Alex's arms. Hugging him tightly, whispering words of gratitude, Alex tried to smile through the pain, looking at her small face. Full of relief and trust, he realized that he had done it. He had saved her life, but at great cost. The alien chief, Zeroth, emerged from the shadows. His eyes wide with shock. No human had ever done what Alex had done. Risked life without thought for reward. Zeroth's face was unreadable, but Alex felt that this moment had changed everything. The forest, once full of danger and terror, now felt strangely quiet. But Alex knew this was only the beginning. The ambush had shown him how deadly this world could be. And it had shown the aliens that humans could be brave in ways they never imagined. As he held Lyra close, bleeding and exhausted, he realized that survival was not enough. Now he had to face the debt his courage had created, and the alien chief who owed him more than words. The day Alex lay on the soft alien grass, his arm throbbing, blood slowly soaking the ground beneath him. He could feel every heartbeat, sharp and painful. Yet he was alive, and Lyra was safe. The alien warriors moved around him, their expressions a mixture of suspicion, awe, and respect. None had ever seen a human act like this, throw himself between a beast and a child without fear. Wrath, the alien chief, stepped forward, his tall figure casting a long shadow across Alex and Lyra. The chief's eyes were sharp, like two burning coals, studying Alex as if he could see into his soul. This human. He took a bite meant for her, Zeroth muttered, his voice deep and strange. One of the alien elders nodded gravely. By our code, a life saved is a life owed. Alex tried to sit up, wincing at the pain, but Lyra's hand pressed him down. Gently. Don't move too fast, she whispered, her voice soft but firm. They are watching you. Zeroth knelt, towering over Alex, and studied him closely. The alien chief's features were harsh, sharp, like stone. But his eyes flickered with something Alex could not name. Do you understand what you have done? Zeroth asked, his tone calm but filled with power. Alex nodded slowly, trying to speak. I only wanted to protect her, he said. Voice hoarse, the chief tilted his head, considering the words, then looked to his warriors. He has shown courage, but what is a human's life compared to our code? The elder warrior stepped forward, his voice echoing in the quiet forest. A human saved a child of our bloodline, a member of the chief's family. The debt. It cannot be ignored, Zeroth, he said, emphasizing the weight of tradition. Alex listened, trying to understand, but the alien code was foreign, strict, and absolute. He had only acted from the heart, not thinking of debts or honor, only survival and protection. Lyra sat beside Alex, her small hand brushing his cheek. Worry in her glowing eyes. Chief Zeroth. He saved me, she said softly, her voice shaking. You must honor him. Zeroth's gaze shifted to the girl, then back to Alex, and for a moment, the forest seemed to hold its breath. Even the wounded beasts in the distance felt silent. As if sensing the gravity of the moment, Alex felt a strange weight, heavier than any pain from the bite, heavier than fear, heavier than the forest itself. Zeroth finally spoke. A debt is not just words. Human, it is a bond, a life pledged. Alex tried to understand, but only nodded. Unsure of what the debt would demand, the alien warriors gathered closer. Forming a circle of solemn silence, each one looked at Alex differently. Now not as a weak human, but as someone who had proven his courage. Whispers passed between them. Theories about his strength, his loyalty, and his strange human bravery. As night fell, the forest glowed with alien lights, and the warriors prepared for the next phase. Xerath instructed that Alex be moved to a secure shelter, a small hut built from twisted wood and alien metals. 2 warriors carried him carefully, while Lyra ran beside them, holding his good arm. Alex looked around at the strange forest, alive with unknown creatures and glowing plants. He realized that he had crossed a line. He had become part of something much bigger than he had imagined inside the hut. The alien healers worked quickly, applying strange poultices and glowing salts to Alex's bite. The pain was sharp, but the magic-like alien medicine eased it gradually. Lyra stayed close, brushing his hair from his forehead, whispering words of encouragement. Alex smiled weakly, grateful. I will be okay, he murmured, feeling warmth from her trust. The hut felt safe, yet outside, the forest remained dangerous, full of beasts and enemies. Xerath entered silently, his eyes studying Alex, the weight of the dead heavy on his shoulders. You have proven yourself human, more than most of our warriors ever could, he said slowly. Alex nodded, still weak, trying to understand the words. I only did what I had to. To save her, the alien chief's jaw tightened, his code-bound mind wrestling with respect and obligation. A human's courage is rare. Unpredictable, Xerath muttered, more to himself than to Alex. I owe you a debt that may change. The future, outside. The wind whispered through the forest, carrying distant sounds of beasts that had not yet been defeated. Alex could feel the forest's tension, alive and waiting for the next conflict. He realized that surviving the ambush had only brought him into deeper danger. Yet, something strange stirred inside him. A spark of hope, trust, and even purpose. He had saved Lyra, gained the respect of warriors, and now carried a bond that might unite 2 worlds as the night deepened. Alex closed his eyes, thinking of the days to come. He knew the alien chief would test him, challenge him, demand loyalty and courage, and yet, for the first time, he felt a sense of belonging, strange and new. The forest outside seemed less threatening, the danger still present. But now he was not alone. Lyra's hand in his. The alien chief's gaze and the warriors surrounding him all told him he had entered a new chapter of life. The hunt begins. The sun barely pierced the thick alien canopy as Alex slowly stood. His arms still throbbing from the bite, Lyra ran to him, her small legs moving fast across the soft, glowing moss. Are you okay, Alex? She asked, worry in her voice. Alex nodded, wincing slightly. I'll be fine, but we must be careful. He knew the forest was alive, full of creatures that still hunted, and the ambush had only been the beginning. Xerath appeared from the shadows, his tall figure silent and commanding. Human, he said, his voice low. Tonight, you learn the meaning of the debt. Alex's eyes narrowed. I already owe nothing but my life, he said quietly. The chief's gaze did not soften. Life is not enough when a bond is created. You will see, Alex swallowed, feeling both fear and curiosity. Knowing this debt would lead him into unknown dangers, the alien warriors surrounded them. Their weapons sleek, strange, and dangerous. They moved with precision, their bodies trained for speed and power beyond human skill. Alex glanced at them. Realizing he would have to learn quickly if he wanted to survive, he tightened his grip on Lyra's hand, feeling her trust as a shield. Together, they stepped into the forest, leaving the relative safety of the hut behind. The trees seemed taller, the shadows deeper, and the sounds of movement louder. Alex's senses sharpened, his heartbeat rising, every rustle a potential threat. Lyra pointed ahead. Look. Over there, she whispered, her voice shaking. A pair of glowing eyes stared at them from the darkness, and the creatures crouched, ready to strike. Alex grabbed a branch and held it like a weapon, his body tense, prepared for the attack. The first beast lunged, fast and fierce, but Alex swung the branch with precision. It hit the creature, sending it crashing into a tree. More creatures appeared, circling, growling, their teeth bared. Alex realized the ambush had been only a test. These hunts were organized, deliberate. He took a deep breath, steadying his fear. "Stay behind me, Lyra," he whispered. The girl obeyed, her small body pressed close to his side, her eyes wide. And alert, Zirith watched silently, his expression unreadable. Yet his presence gave Alex a strange confidence. The chief's warriors flanked them, moving in perfect synchronization, their glowing weapons ready. Alex felt their eyes on him, measuring his courage, his skill, his potential. He knew every move mattered. One mistake could cost them both their lives. The forest seemed to shift around them, alive, reacting to the tension, the fear, the challenge. Hours passed as they moved deeper, each step bringing new dangers. Alex fought off smaller beasts, dodged traps, and learned to read the alien forest. Lyra clung to him, whispering encouragements, her small voice a beacon of hope. At one point, a massive shadow fell across the path, and Alex froze, a beast larger than any before. Scales black as night, eyes glowing red, blocked their way. Zirith stepped forward, but Alex knew he could not rely entirely on the aliens. He tightened his grip on the branch, feeling the weight of responsibility. The creature growled, its voice shaking the ground, its teeth glinting in the dim light. Alex took a step forward, heart pounding, and spoke softly to Lyra. "Watch closely." "We must move together," he said, his voice steady. Despite fear, the battle began. Fast, brutal, and precise, Alex swinging, dodging, and learning from each movement, the alien warriors coordinated with him, their weapons striking in harmony with his attacks. Lyra's eyes followed every motion, wide with amazement and terror. The forest seemed to hold its breath as the struggle continued, each second stretching into eternity. Finally, Alex found an opening, a weak spot in the beast's armor-like scales. With all his strength, he drove the branch deep. Causing the creature to roar and stumble, the alien warriors struck immediately. Their weapons glowing and slicing, the beast fell with a thundering crash, shaking the ground beneath them. Lyra ran to Alex, hugging him tightly, tears streaming down her cheeks. "You did it. You saved us," she cried, her voice full of relief and admiration. Zirith stepped forward, his expression unreadable. But the tension in his body was clear. "You have done well, human, but this is only the beginning of the hunt," he said. Alex's chest tightened, realizing the debt he carried was far from over. Each beast defeated, each challenge survived, only tied him closer to the alien code. And each step brought new dangers, new tests of courage, loyalty, and heart. As night fell, the forest glowed with alien lights, eerie and beautiful. Alex sat by a small stream, tending his wound, while Lyra played quietly beside him. The warriors kept watch, silent and vigilant, their eyes scanning the shadows. Alex realized the forest had become a classroom, teaching him the meaning of strength and responsibility. He looked at Lyra, determined. "No matter what comes, I will protect you," he said. And deep inside, he knew this was more than survival. The hunt had begun, but it had also awakened something in him: courage, determination, and a bond that could change the fate of two worlds. The alien chief's debt loomed over him, heavy and powerful. And Alex understood that every choice from this moment forward would matter. For the hunt was not just about beasts, it was about honor, trust, and the beginning of a legend. The trial of courage. The forest was alive with whispers, shadows moving between the glowing trees as Alex tightened his grip on the alien-crafted spear. Lyra clung to his side, her small body trembling, but her eyes were filled with trust. Zirith stood before them, his tall figure unmoving, watching with an intensity that made the forest feel heavier. "Tonight's human," he said, his voice low and commanding. "You face the trial of courage." Alex swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the words, unsure of what the trial would demand. The alien warriors formed a circle around a clearing, their weapons glinting under the pale alien moon. Alex's heart pounded in his chest as he realized this trial was not just a test of strength, it was a test of mind, of spirit, and of loyalty. Lyra whispered, "You can do this, Alex. I believe in you." Her words gave him a spark of courage, and he nodded, trying to steady his shaking hands. Zirith stepped forward, his eyes locking on Alex's. "You have saved a life that was not your own," he said, "but courage alone is not enough. You must prove your will, your heart, and your understanding of the debt you carry." Alex nodded again, feeling both fear and determination. He glanced at Lyra, and for a moment the dangers of the forest seemed to fade, replaced by the bond they shared. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shuddered, and shadows rose from the forest floor. Creatures made of darkness, their forms shifting and twisting, emerged silently. They had no teeth, no claws. Yet the fear they carried was palpable. Alex took a deep breath, holding the spear tightly. The warrior stepped back, leaving him alone. In the circle with the creatures moved quickly, testing him, circling. Disappearing into the shadows, Alex swung the spear, striking at what he could see. Each movement demanded precision, patience, and courage. He realized this. Trial was not just physical. It was mental, forcing him to stay calm, to think, to act, and to survive without panic. Hours passed as the creatures tested him, each attack more unpredictable, more clever. Alex felt exhaustion creeping in, but he refused to give in, he thought. Of Lyra, her trust, and the debt he carried with every strike, every dodge. He learned to read the creatures, predicting their movements, understanding their patterns. At one point, a creature lunged from above, its shadows stretching like a dark starry stray listing, like a dark hand. Alex jumped back just in time. Rolling across the glowing moss, he felt pain in his arm, but did not stop. Each scar, each bruise, was a lesson. A step closer to passing the trial. Lyra's voice echoed in his mind, urging him to focus, to survive, to succeed. Finally, the creatures began to retreat, dissolving into shadows. Alex stood in the center of the circle, breathing heavily. Sweat mixing with blood, Zirith stepped forward, his expression unreadable. But his eyes held a flicker of respect. "You have endured the trial of courage," he said, his voice steady, "and shown more than strength." Alex lowered the spear, exhaustion and relief washing over him. He looked at Lyra, who ran to him, wrapping her arms around his waist, tears of relief in her eyes. Zirith approached, kneeling to meet Alex's gaze. "You understand now, human, the weight of the debt," he said. Alex nodded, still catching his breath. "I understand. I will honor it," he replied, his voice firm. The alien chief's jaw tightened, and for the first time, Alex saw a hint of admiration. "You are not like other humans," Zirith said, more to himself than to Alex. "You carry courage, loyalty, and heart." The warriors around them lowered their weapons. Murmuring among themselves, they had seen the human face fear, pain, and exhaustion. Yet continue. The forest seemed quieter now, as if it too respected the trial completed. Alex looked around, feeling a strange pride mixed with exhaustion. He realized that this moment had changed him, prepared him for the dangers ahead, and strengthened the bond he shared with Lyra. Night deepened, and the forest glowed softly. Alien lights reflecting off the mist, Alex sat with Lyra. Tending his wounds with the help of alien herbs, he could feel the forest watching. Alive with whispers and shadows, Zirith stood nearby. Silent, guarding, and observing, Alex understood that the trial was more than a test, it was a passage. a transformation, and a promise of the journey yet to come. For the first time, Alex felt that he was not just a human boy lost in an alien world. He was a protector, a survivor, and the bearer of a debt that carried honor, courage, and destiny. And as the first light of dawn touched the glowing trees, he knew the hunt was far from over, but now he was ready to face whatever came, with Lyra by his side, and the weight of the alien chief's debt upon him. The trial of courage had begun to shape a legend, a human boy who faced darkness, fear, and danger, and emerged stronger than any had expected. And deep inside, Alex felt a spark, a growing fire that no beast, no shadow, no trial could extinguish. He had survived, he had proven himself, and the journey had only just begun. The beast within the morning mist clung to the forest like a thick veil. Alex rose slowly, feeling every ache from the trial of courage. Lyra sat beside him, rubbing her small hands over his arm where the bite had been. "Do you think the creatures are gone?" she asked softly, her voice trembling slightly. Alex shook his head, knowing the forest never truly slept. "The hunt is not over, Lyra," he said. "There is more we must face." Zereth appeared from the shadows, his tall form casting a long figure across the glowing moss. "You have passed the first trial," he said, his voice calm but full of weight. "Now you face the beast within." Alex frowned, confusion mixing with fear. "Beast within?" he asked. Zereth nodded. "Every warrior must confront the darkness inside them, the part that fears, doubts, and doubts loyalty." Alex's stomach twisted, realizing this trial would be unlike any before. It would not test his body, but his mind, his courage, and his heart. The alien chief led them to a cavern, deep and wide, glowing faintly with bioluminescent fungi. Inside, the air was thick and heavy, carrying whispers that made the skin on Alex's neck prickle. Lyra hesitated, her small hand gripping his sleeve tightly. "Stay close, Lyra," Alex whispered, his own voice shaky. They stepped inside, each footfall echoing against the cold, damp walls. Shadows danced around them, twisting and shifting as if alive. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of Alex, shaped like a beast, but not fully real. It roared, a sound that vibrated in his chest, shaking him to his core. The creature's eyes glowed red, filled with anger, fear, and hatred. Alex raised his spear, but Zereth's hand stopped him. "This is not a fight of strength, human," the chief said. "You must face it, not with weapons, but with understanding." The beast lunged, but Alex stepped back, trying to calm his racing heart. He saw his own reflection in the creature's eyes, his fears and doubts staring back. What if he failed Lyra? What if he could not protect her? The beast's growl echoed his own insecurities, each step shaking the ground. Alex realized the trial was inside him. The fear he carried, the anger he tried to hide. He took a deep breath, focusing, and whispered to the creature, "I am not afraid of you." The beast froze, tilting its massive head. Eyes studying him, Alex continued, "I will protect those I care for, no matter the danger, no matter the pain." The creature shifted, its form changing, becoming smaller, less threatening. Lyra stepped forward, her small hand reaching out. "Alex, you can do it," she said, voice full of hope and trust. Alex nodded, feeling a new strength rising inside him, a courage that was quiet but firm. He looked directly into the beast's eyes, and for the first time, he felt understanding. The fear inside him did not vanish, but he controlled it, bending it into power. The beast roared once more, then dissolved into shadows, leaving the cavern silent. Alex sank to his knees, exhausted, his chest heaving. Lyra ran to him, hugging him tightly, her small voice full of relief. "You did it. You faced the beast," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Zereth stepped forward, his face unreadable, yet there was a flicker of respect. "You have faced the beast within," he said slowly. "You have confronted fear, doubt, and anger, and emerged stronger." Alex nodded, understanding the meaning. This trial was not about defeating creatures. It was about mastering himself, controlling the part of him that could make him weak or fail. The alien warriors murmured among themselves, a sound of approval and surprise. They had watched many face the trial of courage. But few survived the beast within. Alex realized the gravity of what he had done, the journey that still lay ahead. He looked at Lyra, seeing her faith in him. And he knew that the bond they shared had become stronger, a shield against the dangers ahead. Zereth extended his hand, not in aggression, but in acknowledgement. "You have proven more than courage, human," he said. "You have proven heart, loyalty, and strength of spirit." Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the debt he carried, the alien chief's. Eyes softened slightly, and for the first time, Alex felt a strange sense of respect. He had faced fear, doubt, and the darkness inside himself, and survived. As they left the cavern, the forest seemed lighter, the shadows less threatening. Alex walked beside Lyra, feeling both tired and proud. He knew the trials were not over, but he was ready for whatever came next. The beast within had tested him, revealed his weaknesses, and taught him to control them. And deep inside, a fire burned brighter than before, a fire of courage, determination, and the growing bond between a human boy and the alien world. The journey was far from finished. The hunt would continue. The dangers would grow, and the dead would remain. But Alex had learned the power of facing fear, trusting in others, and finding strength in the heart. And with Lyra by his side, he knew they could survive anything. For the trials had forged something stronger than fear, something that would carry them through the darkest paths. And the legend of the human boy who faced the beast within had only just begun. The aliens' challenge the sun had barely touched the horizon when the forest stirred with life. Alex and Lyra moved cautiously, the echoes of their footsteps swallowed by the alien moss. The trials had tested courage and fear, but now Zereth approached with a new challenge. His tall shadow stretched across the glowing ground, and his eyes were sharp and unyielding. "You have faced the beast within," he said, voice low but commanding. "Now you must face the challenge of the tribe, the trial that will test your mind, heart, and loyalty in ways you cannot yet imagine." Alex's stomach tightened, his hand instinctively tightening around the spear. Lyra stayed close, her small hand brushing his arm for reassurance. "What is it this time?" Alex asked, trying to steady his voice. Zereth did not answer immediately, only turning and walking deeper into the forest. Alex and Lyra followed, the path twisting and turning like a living maze. The air grew thick with tension, shadows moving. Like silent watchers, finally, they reached a clearing unlike any Alex had seen. The ground was smooth and dark, glowing faintly beneath alien lights. In the center stood a circle of alien warriors, silent, their eyes fixed on Alex. Zereth stepped forward, raising a hand, and the circle of warriors parted, revealing a large crystal pedestal. On it sat an orb, glowing with a soft, pulsing light. "This," Zereth said, "is the heart of the tribe, a test of your resolve and understanding." Alex stepped closer. Feeling an invisible weight pressing down, he knew this trial would not involve creatures or shadows. It would be a test of something far deeper, something he could not see or touch. As he reached the orb, the air shimmered and visions appeared. Alex saw his own fears, his failures, and the lives he had not been able to save. He saw Lyra in danger, alone and unprotected. The visions twisted and shifted, showing impossible choices and unbearable pain. Alex's heart raced, but he remembered the lessons of the trial of courage and the beast within. He took a deep breath, grounding himself, refusing to be consumed by fear. Zareth's voice echoed in his mind. To succeed, human, you must see beyond the vision. You must act with clarity. Compassion and understanding. Alex focused, not on the fear or failure, but on Lyra, on the trust she had placed in him and the bond they shared. Slowly, the visions began to fade. The images of fear replaced with clarity. He saw the path forward, not just for himself, but for the tribe and the alien world. The orb pulsed brighter. Responding to Alex's resolve, Zareth nodded slightly, a silent acknowledgement of the boy's understanding. But the challenge was not yet over. The tribe's warriors stepped forward, one by one, placing their hands on Alex's shoulders. Each touch carried a weight of expectation, judgment, and hope. Alex felt the pressure, but he stood tall, letting the lessons of his trials guide him. "Do you understand the debt you carry?" Zareth asked, voice echoing. Alex nodded. "I do. I will honor it with my life if I must," he said firmly. The warriors murmured, a low hum of approval. Their eyes softening, Zareth stepped forward, placing a hand on the orb, and it split open, revealing a bright crystal heart. "This is the heart of the tribe," Zareth said, "and it recognizes those who are worthy." Alex reached out and touched the crystal, feeling warmth, strength, and an unspoken bond with the alien world. The warriors stepped back, giving him space, their eyes filled with respect. Lyra hugged him tightly, whispering, "You did it, Alex." "You passed," Alex smiled, feeling exhaustion, relief, and pride all at once. He had faced creatures, fear, and visions of despair, and now he had proven himself to the tribe. Zareth's eyes softened as he looked at the boy, the weight of the alien chief's debt clear in his expression. "You have earned the respect of the tribe," he said slowly, "and proven that humans are not weak." "As many believe," Alex nodded, understanding the meaning. Feeling the significance of the trials, he looked at Lyra, her eyes shining with trust and hope. And he knew that their journey was far from over. The challenges ahead would be greater, the dangers more fierce. But now he carried the strength of the tribe, the lessons of courage and the mastery of fear, and the bond between a human boy and an alien world had grown stronger. Unbreakable, the forest around them seemed to glow. With life and promise, shadows shifted, no longer threatening, but curious. Observing the human boy who had proven himself, Alex held the crystal heart in his hand. Feeling its warmth, he knew the trials had changed him, prepared him for the coming challenges. The alien's challenge had tested his mind, his heart, and loyalty, and he had survived, stronger and wiser than before, ready for the final trials that would determine his fate and the debt he carried for the life of another. As dawn broke across the glowing forest, Alex and Lyra walked side by side, the tribe's warriors following silently, their eyes filled with respect and hope. The boy who had faced the ambush, the trial of courage, the beast within, and now the alien's challenge had become more than a human lost in an alien world. He had become a protector, a symbol of loyalty, and a beacon of courage, and the story of his trials was far from over. The debt of honor. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the alien forest. Alex walked carefully, his body sore but his spirit strong. Beside him, Lyra skipped lightly, her laughter a small light in the growing darkness. The lessons of the trials weighed on him, the courage, fear, and trust now all a part of him. Zareth led the way, his steps slow, deliberate, as if measuring each moment the alien chief's presence was commanding. Yet calm. Alex knew this was the moment the debt would be revealed. The truth of why his life had been spared. They reached a clearing unlike any other. The ground was smooth and wide, with a shallow pool reflecting the sky. Around it, the alien warriors formed a circle. Silent and watching, Zareth stopped, turning to face Alex fully. "You have proven yourself," he said, voice steady. You have faced fear, the beast within, and the trials of the tribe. Alex nodded, unsure what was coming next. He had expected gratitude, perhaps praise, but not the weight of what Zareth. Now carried from the shadows, a figure stepped forward. Wounded, but proud. It was Kale, the warrior Alex had saved during the ambush. The one who had been bitten in his place. His eyes met Alex's, filled with pain, but also relief. Your courage saved my life, human, Kale said quietly. I owe you everything. Alex shook his head. I did what anyone would do. He said simply, but Kale's nod was firm, unshakable. You did not just act as a human. You acted with the heart of a protector, and for that, the tribe owes a debt of honor. Zareth stepped closer, placing a hand on Kale's shoulder. The tribe recognizes the debt, he said, voice low and full of weight. This debt is not just spoken, it is lived, carried, and honored for generations. Alex felt a strange warmth, the weight of responsibility pressing on him. He realized the life of Kale had been saved by a human, and now the alien chief. The tribe and every warrior would remember that act. Their respect would follow him, their protection would be promised. The warriors around the pool knelt slowly, heads bowed, a silent vow. Alex's heart raced, not from fear, but from the enormity of what had been given. He had never expected such recognition, such honor from an alien world. Lyra ran to him, her small hands clutching his arm. Alex. They respect you. They really do, she whispered, eyes shining. Alex smiled. Feeling the weight of his trials lighten, it was not just survival anymore. It was trust, respect, and a bond stronger than fear. Kale stepped closer to Alex, offering his hand. You are part of this tribe now, he said. Alex shook it firmly. The human and alien connection sealed in simple gesture. The forest seemed to breathe with them, the air alive with energy and promise. Zareth raised his arms, calling the warriors to attention. Let it be known, he said. Voice echoing across the trees, a human saved one of our own, and in return, we honor him. The debt is eternal. The bond unbroken. Alex felt a rush of pride and disbelief. He had come to this alien world lost and unsure. Faced danger, fear, and death, and now he had earned the respect of a tribe unlike any he had ever known. The bond between him and Lyra grew stronger, her trust, her laughter. Her belief in him was now joined by the respect of an entire tribe. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the clearing glowed softly with alien light. Alex looked around, seeing warriors, creatures, and the land in a new way. He had faced the ambush, the beast within, the alien's challenge, and now he had claimed the debt of honor. A debt that would change the tribe's history. Lyra tugged at his sleeve, pointing toward the horizon. Come on, Alex. Let's go home, she said, smiling brightly. Alex nodded. Feeling the weight of his journey, but also its triumph, Zareth approached last, his expression unreadable. Yet softer than before. You have proven humanity, he said quietly. You carry courage, honor, and loyalty unlike any I have seen. The tribe will remember your deeds, and so will I. Alex bowed slightly. Humbled and grateful, he understood the power of the debt he had created, the respect he had earned. It was not just about survival, it was about trust, courage, and standing. For others, the alien warrior stepped aside, allowing Alex and Lyra to leave. The forest around them seemed alive with approval, the path clear and welcoming as they walked. Alex glanced back, seeing Kale and Zareth watching, silent and proud. He realized that the debt was not a burden, but a bond, a promise of protection and respect. And in that moment, Alex knew he had become more than a human lost in an alien world. He had become a legend, a protector, and a symbol of courage. The debt of honor was not just for him, but for all who would hear the story, a story of bravery, trust, and the unbreakable bond between a human boy and an alien tribe. The night fell softly, stars glittering above. Alex and Lyra walked together, ready for whatever future challenges might come. The forest whispered around them, a quiet applause for the boy who had faced death, fear, and the unknown, and emerged not only alive, but honored, respected, and stronger than ever. For the debt of honor was not just owed, it was lived, remembered, and shared. And Alex knew that no matter what came next, he would face it with courage, heart, and loyalty.